All
Hey
right.
everyone. So Jordan and I are here in the classroom before our weekend, and as I promised in my previous video, I'm making a little explainer video, and I'm going to just kind of do it live here with Jordan. We're not going to worry so much about like pronunciation. Some folks can roll their R's very well. Some folks it's a little more difficult, although we'll have some tricks to make it easier. But that stuff is not going to be really important. Like if we speak like gringos, which we're all going to do inevitably, we're not going to worry about it so much.
I plan it.
Yeah, totally. I still speak like a gringo too. So if we say things like quiero instead of quiero, totally cool. And you'll see me like kind of changing back and forth from them, depending on each student's individual like level of pronunciation.
Mm-hmm.
That said, there's a couple of important things to go over, and it is the sound of the vowels. The vowels are the things that we are going to try to fine tune a little bit to get it into Spanish. And unlike English, vowels are super, super easy. They're just, of course, A, E, I, O, U, and Y. But in Spanish, they're A, E, I, O, and U. That's the name of the letters
Mm-hmm.
themselves. A, I, O, and U. And then Y is called Y, which means Greek I,
Interesting.
because it comes from the Greek alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no Y, but there's Y, Greek Y.
It's a lot more complicated.
That is not more complicated, I promise you, and I'll show you why. Because just like in English, there's just the 5 vowels. Y is just its own thing. We'll cover that at the end. But it's just A, E, I, O, and U, or A, E, I, O, and U. And that's obviously pretty easy because they're pronounced always the same, unlike in English, where English, the A is sometimes A, sometimes it's A, sometimes it's A, right? Depending on the
Mm-hmm.
word. There's bat, there's 8, and there's I can't think of another one now, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like the vowels
There's no
sometimes have,
uppercase, lowercase pronunciation.
or there's uppercase in the way that you write it in lowercase, but there's not hard A, soft A,
Mm-hmm.
neutral A type of thing. Like in the case of the letter E, it's sometimes pronounced like in bet or get, but sometimes it's pronounced E as in cheese, right?
Yeah.
And all the English vowels have those different cases. Unlike that, in Spanish, they're always pronounced, always, 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 no exceptions. It's always pronounced A, E, I, O, and U. So that's obviously pretty easy, but I find that when we actually get into the words, sometimes we kind of like revert back to our English understanding. And so we're going to like lock that in a little bit with a couple of little stories. So starting with A, or the letter A, all we think of is how does the Count from Sesame Street laugh after he counts? He goes, 1, 2, 3, 3 numbers. It's always Or for those of you who know Disney's Robin Hood, how does Prince John laugh?
Oh.
Oh, right? So it's always ah. And for those of you who are not nerds like us or don't have those pop culture references, you can just think of what you say at the dentist. What do you say?
Ah.
You say ah at the dentist. Pretty easy. The letter A in English, it's always ah.
Cool.
Always, always, always. The letter E. The letter E is always spelled in the same way of the word bet or to get. It's always eh. We English speakers tend to sometimes go like a, like kind of Fonzie, a. Like it's not really a,
Mm-hmm.
although that's okay. We often like the word restaurante. We tend to say restaurante.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually restaurante. So just
Okay.
eh. The best way to think about that, I always think about it as Mr. Burns. What does he always say when he's happy about something?
Excellent.
Excellent. Always excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So the kind of mnemonic that I put in my head is Mr. Burns always bets on the Jets and he gets what he wants. Excellent. Excellent. So bet, get, excellent, or in Spanish, excelente.
Mm-hmm.
Excelente. Bet, get, excellent, excelente. Make sense?
Totally.
I know this is easy and maybe it's kind of a lot of repetition.
It's helpful for me. For whatever reason, the vowels, it's just something I always get mixed up. So
Totally.
It's super helpful.
Because we as English speakers have a long history of the I's and the E's kind of mixing up the sounds,
Yeah.
and there's the hard sound or the soft sound. So The letter O, no, the letter I, excuse me. The letter I is very easy. It's always, always, always pronounced like the island nation of Fiji. Fiji.
Hmm.
The island is Fiji. So why did I choose Fiji? I could just say it's always pronounced like cheese, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted something that has I's in there.
Yeah.
Because these would be like chese in Espanol. So if we imagine we go to the island of Fiji, or you could think of Dexter's sister Didi, D-I-D-I.
E-E.
Yes, in Spanish it's E-E-E. So this letter is pronounced E. E. It's what we think of as the sound of cheese.
Okay.
Or Fiji. So we could think of I vacation in Fiji. I vacation in Fiji. And what do I see in Fiji when I go to Fiji? I don't know if these animals are actually in Fiji, but I see an orangutan. And the orangutan normally always makes the same sound. Oh, 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 oh. Now, as English speakers, we sometimes want to go oh, but that would actually, it's kind of an O sound,
Right.
or sometimes an ow sound. But what we want to do is more like what we think of as oh, 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 oh. Always oh, oh, oh. That's the sound the orangutan makes. Oh, oh, oh.
So more often there's an H attached to the sound.
Yeah, you could think of it that way. What we in English think of that silent H at the end, eh, I is actually E with no H.
Yeah.
But O is O. And then, so you're in the island of Fiji. You see the orangutan. The orangutan's going oh, oh, oh. But that orangutan sees you. And guess what? It's a female and it's got a crush on you. So when it sees you, it stops going oh, oh, oh. And it goes, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. So it goes from oh to ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. It's not oh, but it's ooh.
Ooh.
So what do we say at the dentist?
Ah.
What does Mr. Burns say? And excellent. And where do we go?
E.
Because we
Fiji.
go to
Fiji.
So it's Fiji. Always I is always E E E E. And then what do we see there?
The orangutan.
And it makes the sound of
oh.
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 Oh. There you go.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. 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 And when it sees you, it likes you, so it goes
ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
Or more correctly, ooh.
Gotcha.
Now our English minds kind of want to make that into a like duh, but it's ooh, right?
With wonder in it.
Yes. With wonder and passion and suspense and
because Spanish is a passionate.
Intrigue. Spanish is the language of passion. English is the language of business. French is the language of romance. Spanish and Italian also are the language of passion. Now, sometimes we'll see the Y, also known in Spanish as Y griega or Greek I, and it always basically just is pronounced the same as Fiji.
Okay.
E-E-E. E-E-E. In fact, Y griega on its own is the word for and. And it's just pronounced E, just like the letter I. So all we got to think of is Y is the same as Fiji.
But you see the Y and we think and.
Correct.
Including something else.
So Travis E. Jordan.
Okay.
Bert E. Ernie. Right?
Yeah.
Batman E. Robin.
Cool.
Mama E. Papa. So, and sometimes you'll see the Y start a word, such as Ya. And it's pronounced just the same as we would in English. That is pronounced ya.
Ya,
Ya.
not ya.
Ya. Yeah, if you slow it down, it would be "ia." That's a
Mhm.
great point. So I'm glad you asked that because in Spanish, unlike in English, where sometimes the vowels get dropped,
Mhm.
if you slow it down, now Spanish speakers talk fast, we know, but when you slow it down, they actually pronounce every single vowel in the word.
Mhm.
For example, the word that we all know, restaurante, or in Espanol, restaurante,
Mhm.
if you stretch it out and slow it down, they're going restaurante.
Okay.
Restaurante. So you don't have to worry about that so much,
Yeah.
but you just brought something up. Ya, right?
Ya.
Ya.
And you say it quick, and you
It
get
just
that Y
ya.
feeling.
Yeah, it's basically the same as we would
Mhm.
say it is just ya.
Cool.
It's what's called a diphthong. And a diphthong is when you have two vowels next to each other. And instead of ya, it would be ya.
Okay.
We'll see that more later. But the important things are
A, E, E, I, O, U, U,
ooh,
U,
ooh,
U,
ooh. I like this guy. Ooh. And then Y is
and
always
E.
E.
Y. Can you write Y?
Wow, good R roll right there. Y. This is just Greek Y.
Greek Y.
And you'll see this at the supermarkets in Latin America when you get Greek yogurt. It'll be yogurt griega.
Oh, okay. That's helpful.
Or Greek falafel, Greek food.
Mhm.
Do you want quieres griega?
Yeah.
Do you want Greek food tonight? Griega. So that's the vowels, and let's go ahead and pause it here. And we'll do a couple more things on the R's, which you're already rolling your R's very well.
Sweet.
I'll pause this.